Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gone Wild live clips and podcast. Today we are talking about lateness violations on DoorDash. Should you be penalized for being late to a pickup? So in a recent live stream with my Gone Wild co-host Budsoda, we discussed an image that we found on Facebook and whether or not somebody should be penalized for picking up an order late at a specific location. We both had our thoughts on this and we spent a lot of time on it. So with that said, we are presenting a clip from the Gone Wild live stream about whether or not somebody should be penalized for being late to a pickup, how it actually is for lateness violations on DoorDash, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we go over on any of the Gone Wild clips and podcasts is very market to market and case by case. What applies to me and my market, Budsoda's market, or any of the markets that are discussed throughout our videos and live streams may not apply to you. So with that said, enjoy the clip. I think what we're going to start with is the Facebook post you sent me earlier.
Yep.
So Bud Soda sent us a Facebook post. Thank you once again for sending this over. And it was talking about DoorDash's, I guess, diagram is the best possible way of possibly explaining this, of how they justify somebody as being extremely late. Which, like, that term is so loose if you're using it that way. But let's quickly talk about that. So, this is the diagram they're using. Like, when you get a bad, like, contract violation on that.
It's not even a contract violation. It's just the on-time percentage. Like they didn't get a contract violation, but they can use that too. But like the on-time percentage like matters towards your stats because a lot of zones are the combined thing now, and on-time actually matters again. So here they were late to the initial pickup, like arriving, and like what people don't understand as far as what I can explain, U-turn deliveries, right here, Lisa explained this to me, is she was going on saying it matters what the original delivery time by was. Like as long as you arrive to the restaurant by the original pickup time and you get to the drop off by the original drop off time, that's what matters. So what was on the offer screen and when you first initially get to the restaurant is actually what matters, because when you pick it up, let's say you had to wait past the pickup time, the algorithm automatically adjusts the delivery time to compensate for how long you had to wait. And that still considers you late, even though you actually weren't, because you were just waiting at the restaurant. Well, what can you do about that? And that's where most of these come from. Like the comment section is full of those. So like this case, they were late to the restaurant, but also, even though it shows they're early, they're not actually early because it goes by the original drop-off time, and that's weren't late to the pickup. If they say they had to wait a few minutes for it anyway, so they would have waited like 6-7 minutes past pickup, it wouldn't have mattered. Like they still would have got a late ding because they weren't there for the original delivery time.
Well, first off, we don't even know if they're late because of something outside of their control, right? Because, like, on one hand, yes, you like being late to the merchant is not a well, I wouldn't say happy. Being late to the merchant is not a habit that I would like say that you should be consistently building a habit for. Like, that's not something you should do. But at the same time, the customer was supposed to be there. Like you were supposed to arrive at the customer from the point at which you accepted the order at 7:42. So you were supposed to arrive to the customer at 8:01. That time frame, 19 minutes, really. That is, you're expecting so much to go right for that. Like, you're expecting to arrive at
McDonald's
McDonald's,
during dinner rush.
supposed to arrive at McDonald's early enough to where people would be on their stuff, but it doesn't mean that there are. Like, you don't know how quality the workers are there. Um,
Strange.
like how quickly they got the food together, how they packed it up, and let's be honest, there are restaurants that don't prioritize your order, and you arrived there at 7:52. You don't like was that you arrived there or you picked up the order? Like, I feel like there's a disconnect here on the proper explanation. And the delivery to Richard here is you're still 1 minute early. Like, that shouldn't be late. Oh, it's a total time difference of 4 minutes. So clearly what they're trying to say is you were late by 4 minutes because we don't like you were late by 4 minutes. You were late to the pick up the order by 5 minutes and then 1 minute early to drop off. That's not a corrected time difference. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The expected completion time is 14 minutes. This is
Basically,
unrealistic, in my
the
opinion.
only thing that should matter is you got to the customer on time. And then, like the old way was, like they all got auto exempted. You wouldn't get like violated unless the customer was complaining it was late, which
Mhm,
would automatically kick the algorithm and give you a contract violation.
mhm.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It still does that, by the way. But like as far as support explained it to me, they figured like they explained it to me. This is why it does that, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah,
And
I would
so
100%
that's
hit.
like stupid. So you get punished for doing the right thing. Um. Anyways, they did that, and it's just dumb in my opinion. If you ask me, it they need to be consistent. Okay, as long as you arrive to the customer on time and you're within that 9 minute window they give us, who cares? It shouldn't matter as long as you got there before the original drop off time. And then if you are waiting at the restaurant past the pickup time anyway, like let's say you did arrive 8 minutes late and you sat there for another 10 minutes and that makes you 15, 20 minutes late to the customer. Why should that count against me?
Yeah, and I'm looking at this. I feel like the more I look at this, the more pissed off I'm getting because expected completion time is 14 minutes. You're still like based on that time frame alone, the drop off should have been done at 7:56, but you're saying it should be done by 8:01. So the expected delivery time is actually 19 minutes, not 14 minutes.
That's just like getting the order as soon as you dropped off one and you got caught at the traffic light and you were just out of range to hit arrived. So you got screwed. And yeah, we have this no touch law here now, so technically that's illegal, but
Oh my god, don't even get me
so
started.
dumb, so dumb. If you had a stoplight, who cares? But yeah, you know. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that you know, hitting accept on your phone, like hitting arrived on your phone when you stop, is no different from changing the radio station on your touchscreen. Just saying. But like, they need to be more consistent with how these timetables work. And I I wish Lisa was here. She must be busy or have an early morning order.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
because she can explain it way better than me. Tim, maybe you can explain it better because you guys talk a little more than I do. But it's just so frustrating because I remember being on a live chat with her and she was like freaking out because she was at Tully's and Tully's during dinner rush is notoriously long waits. Like you're gonna be waiting no matter what because like they got one thing and one thing they're known for tenders, and you're gonna be waiting forever. Like 25 minutes is a normal wait down there, and she barely got to hit arrived at the customer by the original delivery time. She didn't get dinged for being late.
Yeah. So I'm pulling up the original, like this is the original Facebook post, and I zoomed it in as much as I can. Um, Mark Williams says, "Yeah, they're getting ridiculous with the latest. Like, you didn't know the store kept me waiting." Like, yeah, that brings up your point there. Like, if they're the ones holding everything up, how are you in control of that? Like, what are you supposed to do?
No, you can't dispute it. So you go onto your on time percentage is how you see it on your app, and you click in there. You can look at the details, and it breaks it down order by order.
Oh, I was
Um,
talking about Mark Williams, not Amy
yeah, I
Cook.
know, I know. I'm reading the next one now,
Yeah,
and
how do you see this on your app? Do you have to dispute this while you still have the order? Once I complete my orders, it just goes away, and I can only see my overall on time or early eating.
reading they met, but
No,
that's
it's she
weird.
said eating. You're
You,
eating
there,
early.
there's a drop. There's like a menu you're supposed to be able to click on, at least as far as I remember.
Yeah, I think this person also doesn't have the update. Oh my god, I'll touch that.
Karen. There's always Karens in these posts, dude. Oh my
Uh,
god, get a real job already. You know, most people do this as a hybrid thing and they do it to the side to earn extra money, right?
I'll rip that person a new one in a second. So you drop so you if you drop the blue, if you drop blue, the good threshold, is that why they show you your time and you can dispute? Sorry, only been at this for a week. You've only been at DoorDash for a week, or you've only been at spelling for a week?
Some people just type really fast or autocorrect makes it something weird. But yeah. Wow, man. Just yeah, they just don't. It's so weird that they do that stuff. And it's so frustrating that you get that counted against you now, and that's like part of your overall stats because people complained it was based on AR, which it should never be anyway.
Agreed.
But like as far as the other metrics, we were talking about this, I think, in our previous live. Like
Mhm.
if you wanna float all the other metrics in, that's okay. You can do whatever you want. It's your app. It's not against independent contractor law to say you have to maintain a customer and you have to maintain on time rating, blah 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 blah. But like if the restaurant's the one that made me wait and I sat there and waiting at the restaurant, that shouldn't be on me. But
Yeah.
they're also aware that most of us multi-app. You know, as long as we're not in a guaranteed wage place, we're doing it per the offer. And obviously on earn by time, they would nail you and deactivate you for it. Or the guaranteed hourly on Uber, same difference. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're consistently trying to put things onto us as if we are the problem, when in reality, it's not us, and it's systematically designed to set us up to fail, to eventually replace the veteran drivers with new drivers, which is what they wanted anyway. But I'm not even gonna go
That
too
well's
deep.
gonna eventually dry though. And it's like, you know, at the same time you do want some veteran drivers because your local customers like those drivers and like their person being consistent. That's why there's a 5 star. And would you like this person to shop for you again? Heart for yes. Yeah. You know, X for no. And then
Yeah.
there's a don't care, which is whatever. But I've yet to like do that and get that person again. I've never got the same person twice.
Yeah, it's funny because their definition of a quality driver is not the actual definition of
Well,
quality.
my DoorDash app don't let me rate the drivers anymore. I can't give them 5 stars or whatever. I can't give them 5 stars. I can't give them 1 star. Nothing. I rated one last driver 5 stars, and I don't know why it doesn't let me rate them anymore. Maybe they think I rate too much. What's the damn
Why would
point?
that be an issue? Like, if there is a customer rating system, there should be a system to where the customer can rate the driver. Do they think that because here's a question. Do you think you've become too known for being a DoorDash driver and a customer who audits drivers and rates them based on that? I don't know.
They know. They know. because the DoorDash, even though that account's deactivated, they know I'm a dasher.
So you would know, so they know you're a driver. Maybe they're starting to take away the rating system from other drivers. So you can't rate them as a driver because you are also a driver.
Wouldn't another driver be one of your best critics though? Like, yeah, I've ran into dashers that absolutely suck as customers, but like that's like the exception. It's like 1 out of 100. It's not the rule. Most of them are awesome and will give you actual feedback. And most, almost everyone loved me, so whatever.
I don't know.
But
Potentially.
dude, I've had a really, really terrible experiences every time I've ordered at home. Like
Mhm.
they either don't listen, they're rude, incompetent, like the 4-letter word behaviors. Yeah, I'm not joking. They were so rude. And like the last dude, I was 6 a dog, and he listened to every single thing. Like the dude was awesome. I threw him $20 bill in cash. The poor guy, they pulled him out of another zone farther away from me, like the furthest zone away from me possible.
That's
So
insane.
30 miles. And I'm like, what was the offer for? He's like, well, it was $36. So I took it because it's
Wow.
guaranteed big payout. So I'm like, well, you can. The zone line's like right past my house. I'm like, just dash right there and dash along the way and see if you get a shot leading back north, going up back toward because there's a lot of them that head back toward Messina, which is where he's going. But like when you come from Messina here, it takes you like the way long. The shortest way is like a way longer way because the bridge just down the street from me has been closed for like 2 years.
Mm.
They're building it, but they're not making progress. So I don't know what the deal is there because the base is poured. I don't know why it's not progressing at all because they didn't have like covers over it and stuff to like heat it when it was cooler out to like it needed to cure. But whatever. I'm getting way deep in the weeds.
Yeah.
But like getting back to the subject at hand, metrics should matter, but like be reasonable about it. If you ask me, like, because I did complain openly about that with Easy Caters. Like, hey, if things are out of our control, why are you counting it against us? If I'm at the
Because
customer, why should it matter?
because if it's not on you, it's on them. And if it's on them, then they have to take responsibility on your behalf and their minds. And that's why they're doing it. It's systematic politics that they create.
We got any comments about this?
We do have one point about 1 minute is 1 minute late is late. I agree with that point, but the reality was they were early. Um,
They were early to the customer. That's what matters most.
in my opinion, that's right.
Yeah.
Lisa, by the way, thank you for joining us.
Hey, there you are. Speaking of, your ears must have been burning. I was talking about you. Rewind a little bit, you'll hear it. So
Yeah,
basically, we were talking about the late to merchant on DoorDash and our late to customer, and I was talking about how you were explaining it to me, how you have to go by the original drop off time, the original pickup time, and all that garbage.
yeah. Oh, let's pull that up again. Wait, it's only on them if they run 15 minutes or more late to get ready.
He's
Yeah,
talking about Easy Cater. Yeah,
yeah.
Easy Cater.
That's
That's
not
Easy
safe.
Cater.
That's not we're yeah, this goes right back to the point about this being DD
And
stuff.
even then, they can have plausible deniability and say 13, 14 minutes when you swipe that 15 or 16 minutes. It's like, what?
Oh,
So,
shut.
like, it's not until it's like you're 20 minutes past that it really matters. That's why they give you 50 cents for 15 minutes.
Yeah, don't even get me started on it. I just dispute Unforgettable Pineapple 2063. I just dispute mine and my rating goes back to 100%. I think it let me do 3 to 4 last month, but it was definitely the restaurant's fault. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you should be able to dispute that, and I'm glad that they're giving people an opportunity to dispute. I also think that you should be disputing every time regardless. Like, don't never I understand if it actually is your fault, but also be the person to say, "Hey, I'm not taking anything lying down." Like,
Yeah.
I would 100% fight it. It's like a speeding ticket. You may have been driving 90 miles an hour, but that doesn't mean you don't fight it.
So, like the McDonald's in Canton is notoriously slow for my local area here. I
Yeah.
disputed every single one. They just sat there for 2 weeks and then fell off as I did more orders. They never got like addressed. That's
Oh
just
my
my
god.
experience. So I don't
God.
know what constitutes it as that. I'm gonna guess the ones they know the merchants are always late. They kind of just sit on them.
Yeah. Usually I call the support teams incessantly until they
Yeah.
remove it, but that was way back in the day, for me at this point. I'm not on DoorDash like that anymore. I called support last night for the third time for this issue, and they could only remove one for me. I made one hell of a complaint based on this, though. It's not fair that we get penalized for waiting for the food at the restaurant when we arrive early and get the food late. If enough people actually call support and complains, they'll have to make a change somewhere. Nope.
Sport
No,
can't do crap.
like,
They
logically, I hear what you're saying. Like, I hear what you're saying. If they know it's an issue, like, if a company knows that something's an issue, obviously, if they hear enough complaints on that, they'd be more willing to fight it, right? But that also assumes that the company itself is actually looking to improve in a way that actually makes the Dasher experience better. In reality, they're not trying to make the Dasher experience better for Dashers. They're trying to make the Dasher experience better for them and their shareholders. And how are they going to do that? By making it more of a problem for you, having veteran drivers get wrongfully deactivated, and the more noise you make, the more they could suppress the actual problem until they don't have to solve it anymore. Because they could just send in enough people who will just take it lying down like a bitch.
So unless you get lucky enough to be on DAG or DCC, and full disclosure, I was on DAG, which is below DCT. But generally speaking, I can try to bring up random subjects up, but they kind of like structure those meetings. You're talking about a general subject, and you have to work around that. So,
Mhm.
like the safety tools that DoorDash implemented, it was like the ideas came from my team that a lot of them that got implemented. It was DAG New York.
Mm.
Me and another young lady. Did a lot. You know, the ones they act a couple of pieces they actually implemented, which is kind of cool. Like I always wanted these companies. I'm like, hey, how come we can't see it like it's the delivery map and just show a little dot like it's a hotspot? But
Yeah.
the reality is the company doesn't want you to see that because then you'd be more inclined to decline. We talked about probably 30 minutes about these stupid late violations on DoorDash. And then we are just talking about these companies in general. Like, I don't think it's fair. Like Uber, it's like if the customer complains, you're screwed. Like,
Yeah.
and they'll like if you get too many of those kind of violations, they'll bring up this yellow bar across the screen saying your account's at risk of deactivation, and you got to call support and beg them to dispute it and bring that down. They're like, oh, we can get rid of two of these so that goes away. You know,
Yeah.
they will look at like as far as my experience was. I was Diamond at the time, but now Diamond's AR based, not points based. You know, doing orders like it should be. Um, no, but like, anyways, they would bring down the violations if they looked into it and see that the restaurant was more than 15 minutes. Like I was waiting at the restaurant more than 15 minutes. It's like Dunkin' in the mornings is obviously slammed, and they're the only coffee shop at the time on the apps. So like we didn't have the other Dunkin' that's on DoorDash now.
Mhm.
We have the Tim Hortons that's on DoorDash now. For whatever reason, I don't know why. They're right there next to main gate at the 7-Eleven I pick up from anyway, but they weren't on DoorDash or Uber for the longest time. Like, why? But Uber, oh, it'll be an hour and a half past the store close, and here, go get Tim Hortons. They've been closed for an hour and a half. Why? DoorDash, it's like maybe 30 minutes will float around normally, but like Uber's really horrible about it. They'll just keep putting it out there, putting it out there. It's like, okay, like you're gonna let this order float around all night until it's 5 in the morning when they open again, and then it'll be probably jacked up to $70 or something nuts. I'll just order, like, cause they won't make it at that point, but like I'll just order the food because it's probably not that much. And just go deliver and make $70.
Insane.
Well, like 60 probably after you pay for the coffee and minutes.
So funny.
I've done similar on Uber. Starbucks said it was stolen. It was $60 freaking dollars. I'm not kidding. And it was like $15 and stuff. And mind you, that wasn't my only order I had. They just got on DoorDash at the time too, so I double dipped. Like I had DoorDash running while I was sitting there trying. I already ordered the Uber DoorDash. Boom. Oh, here, take this to drum too. Sweet.
Yeah.
So I double dipped there. You can get lucky like that, but man, that was the golden days. Like you ain't gonna get lucky like that no more, guys.
Make sure to check out our Patreon for our full live stream replays, exclusive clips I can't post on YouTube, and access valuable benefits and resources for gig workers and self-employed individuals of all kinds. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time. By the way, make sure you join us for the Driven Wyld live stream, and you could be part of the conversation too. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
Driven was the only wave of must.